Okay folks, we're back for State of the Market with the team that you've got in front of you and me behind the camera today. So you don't get to look at my great hair. Apparently it's terrible.
I get to see mine though.
Yeah, I know. Yours all look neater than mine. I'm going to start with the gentleman on the left-hand side. This is the first time he's been in front of the camera for the State of the Market, Byron Walker, who has just returned from a sabbatical of a couple of years to fall back into the fold. Welcome back, mate.
Thanks, Glenn. Thank you. Great to be here.
Good to have you. You remember Adam Gulliford in the middle, and of course Dan Campbell on the right-hand side was with us last time with the State of the Market. I'm going to start off with Gully because he loves to have a chat and he's in the middle, centre of focus. What's going on out there at the moment, mate?
Oh, mate, look, we're seeing a bit of everything. The inquiry that started this year with a big bang compared to last year, we've seen that it's gone right up. It's come down a little bit, but the people that are out there now that are coming to the opens and inquiries, they're the serious buyers. You know, it's the people that they've done their research, they've spoken with the bank, you know, they know exactly what they're after. They're going and looking at 4 or 5 houses and they're putting their offer in.
Interesting thing, you really had a real hot streak on your properties probably through about January to Feb.
Yeah, sort of halfway through Jan to almost end of Feb, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So big run there, and that's just people, we always find that every year in January and February, we get quite a bit of inquiry. This year was a big difference to last year that, you know, everyone's had that time off over Christmas, they've had it off over New Year's, they get a chance, they decide, yep, this is the year, we're buying our property. You know, they've done their research, they get their ducks in a row, and they come out and they're there to buy.
Interestingly, not during that time, but straight after, Dan went on a bit of a streak.
Yeah.
And that was around the time that the first home buyers incentive sort of struck. And I know at that same time, I sold several properties in a 2-week period. I think I sold 7 in a 2-week period or something. So it was very, very hot during that period. What did you find there?
Very much the same, elaborate on what Adam said, is that buyers came out in the new year, like January was busy. There was a lot of buyers that had obviously done a lot of research over the end of the year. I think the market's sort of coming to its, not standstill, but it's trending sideways and people understanding that prices are at their lowest, going, right, okay, now is the time to buy because any smart buyer will buy at the bottom of the market, not at the top. So with that in mind, a lot of them were basically out in January, searching the new stock in the market because everyone brings new stock at the start of the year, and really fine-tuning and actually acting a lot sooner than later. I mean, multiple properties on the market for only days because we've had a great buyer database utilised with our vendors, and on top of that, with surging numbers at open homes, I mean, it's been the busiest it's been in 2 years for me. So
one of the real interesting things I remember seeing out there, we've had 3 contracts that had fallen over on for various reasons with purchases, and every one of those contracts during that period of time had been immediately replaced, and 2 of them actually prior to the contracts actually falling over. So that's a good point that we make, that it's trending sideways. In fact, in some suburbs it would appear from those, you know, where they'd contracted in December and then immediately replaced for the same amount of price in January, February, would sort of indicate that the market's looking and going, hey, good value.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I had one that went under contract on the weekend, and I've got 2 buyers still sitting behind it saying, can we be next in line? I'm saying, look, if unfortunately something doesn't go forward with this contract, of course I'll give you a call. But there's getting more of that sort of, I guess, fine-tuning with the buyer going, I know what I want, it's at the right price, I'm ready to act, I'm happy to sit here and be ready to do something if something goes.
This is an interesting thing that's occurred over the last 30 years as well, though, that you have a situation where buyers wait for other people to fill them full of confidence. So the sale that actually takes place on the property fills the next buyer full of confidence. So as soon as it goes under contract, they desperately want to buy it. But beforehand, they had the opportunity to buy it, but they were hesitant because they didn't know if it was good value. Message in that, don't wait because you'll miss out.
Exactly.
Byron, welcome, mate. What's
you.
changed since the last couple of years?
Mate, lots of things have changed, all for the better. You know, and I was just listening to you guys chatting here. One of the reasons I've come back now is that, you know, I've been watching the market from the periphery, okay, and you know, trading. I think when I stepped out, we had a pretty stagnant market. There was not much happening. And what's changed in my mind is that you know, vendors are deciding to sell. You know, we know whether we use the word the bottom or whatever. I think people are deciding to sell, and buyers are deciding to buy. So, you know, that's what I picked up from, I guess, over here. And it's nice to hear from, you know, we haven't chatted about this since, you know, I've only been here for a couple of days. Yeah, so I feel very positive about the market we have here. You know, I think it's not likely to run away on us. It is, you know, it's starting to move again, and by that I mean trading. You know, which is a good thing.
Quick message to the market, Gully, before we go.
Buy now while you can. I just want to give one quick example. A property, one of the contracts that we had that fell over. We had it back under contract within a week, a full asking price. An investor. It's time to buy.
Yeah. Dan, quick message.
Yeah, exactly. I think investors need to take note that this is the time to buy. A lot of investors are towing out of the water and going, oh, I'm not sure. It is the bottom of, well, again, we don't want to say bottom, but the market is ripe, ready for buyers to get in and capitalise on the prices that are here now that will probably not be seen again for a long, long time.
No. Byron, quick message.
You know, there are many changes to come. Things that I think, you know what you're getting into now.
Yeah.
And, you know, take advantage of it, because I think, you know, buyers, we all refer to buyers, they're people, and as a group, they're all sensing that the time is right to do something. As you just heard, they're starting to do something. So, you know, don't be the last, get in there at the first.
Best yields in Australia are in Darwin. Read the news.
Right, yeah.
Great place for investment. Thanks, guys. Hope you find it worthwhile, the stuff that we chat about. I know we've had a lot of good feedback on it. Keep it coming, and we'll keep delivering it. Talk to you soon.